Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to First Parish Church in Billerica, a Unitarian Universalist welcoming congregation. Whoever you are and wherever you are on life's journey, you're welcome here this morning, and we hope you'll stay after the service for coffee and conversation. My name's Brita. I'll be the worship assistant for today's service. And our worship leader this morning is Reverend Nannene Gowdy. She was our minister for a number of years. She is just wonderful. She has a lot of very important things to say. And we are so happy to have her with us here this morning. I do just want to start by acknowledging that, First Parish Church was built on the unceded land of the Pawtucket and Massachusetts people. We acknowledge the connection that they have continued to maintain with the land here in this place that we call Billerica. And we recognize the hardships they have endured and commit ourselves to caring for the land and fostering good relationships with our Indigenous neighbors. Are there any announcements? I do want to mention one thing. Next week, it's UU musician Jim Scott is leading the service. He is just a wonderful, wonderful musician, and I think everybody will really want to come to that service next Sunday.
Let's join together in the chalice lighting, which is in your order of service. Life is a gift for which we are grateful. We gather together in community to celebrate the glories and the mysteries of this great gift. May the glories of the passing away of autumn lie about us in fresh gold for a time. And when the dark comes and the cold, may we remember how today we stand in glory, how we walk in bounty heaped upon earth's dark carpet, how we move knee-deep in abundance, flung against the winter's night curtain. We are thankful for its coming and for its passing. Let it be. Let's join together in singing the first hymn in Sweet Fields of Autumn, number 52. Let's join together in the affirmation of faith, which is in your order of service. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest of truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other and with God.
I'm going to show you the pictures, okay? You're going to sit up on the stool. You're going to sit over here on the stool. See if we can. Do you know what you're going to be for Halloween? A witch, that's perfect. It's just about a little witch in the story I'm going to tell you. How did you know? Have you seen the decorations downstairs? Well, this story is called The Little Witch's Big Night. It was Halloween night. All the witches were busy. They were busy with getting ready for their Halloween ride. Grouchy Witch was busy shooting a water gun at her cat, Bow Wow. Mother Witch was busy making a new broomstick for Little Witch. Oh, what a wonderful Halloween it was going to be. All the witches were ready. But where was Little Witch? Little Witch, where are you? What are you doing? Called Mother Witch. Mother Witch went upstairs and into Little Witch's room. What? You made your bed again? Sorry, Mother. I forgot, said Little Witch. Do you have a loud today? Thank you.
To turn on my microphone. Then Mother Witch looked under the bed. And you cleaned up your cobwebs? Mother Witch was angry. You really must be punished. You will stay home tonight while we go flying, said Mother Witch. But it's Halloween, said Little Witch. Maybe this will teach you not to be so good, said Mother Witch. Little Witch watched the big witches fly off. Oh, how she wanted to fly with them. She was very sad. See them all fly off, and there she is watching them go. Her bat, Scrubby, wanted to cheer her up. He made funny faces and did silly tricks. Even my bat is good, cried Little Witch. This is the worst Halloween ever. Suddenly, ding dong went the doorbell. Little Witch ran to the door. She opened it and saw a devil, a pirate, and an astronaut. Each had a big bag of candy. Trick or treat, they said. Oh dear, said Little Witch, I have no treats for you. No treats, said the devil. No treats, said the pirate. No treats, said the astronaut. Well, it's Halloween, said the three trick-or-treaters. They started to walk away. Wait, said Little Witch, maybe I can give you a treat. I can give you a ride on my broomstick. Really? Said the devil. "Wow," said the pirate. "Can you really fly?" asked the astronaut. "Just wait and see," said Little Witch proudly. "But there is room for just two on my broomstick." The devil said, "Me first." Little Witch sat in front. She said some magic words. "Horrible, porrible spinach pie. Come on, broomstick, fly, fly, fly." Whoosh! The broomstick shot off the porch and up into the sky. Up and up they flew. The houses and the trees looked like little toys. Little Witch said more magic words. "Bibbidi boppity lizard soup, broomstick, do a loop-de-loop." The broomstick did a perfect loop-the-loop. "Wow," said the devil, "you really are a wonderful witch." "Thank you," said Little Witch. "And now, alakazoo, four-leaf clover, back we fly, your turn is over." Thump, the broomstick landed back in the porch. Next, it was the pirate's turn. "Hold on tight," said Little Witch, and with another big whoosh, they zoomed into the sky. Soon they were flying over the ocean. Below them was a real pirate ship. The pirate captain looked up. He did not believe what he was seeing. "Shiver me timbers! A witch and a flying pirate," he shouted. Little Witch and her friend waved to the pirate captain. "Now we will fly home, backwards," said Little Witch. She said the magic words, "Mumbo jumbo broomy stick, take us home and make it quick." They zoomed backward over the ocean, over the town, and back to Little Witch's porch. "Now it is my turn," said the astronaut. She got onto the broomstick, and Little Witch said, "Hocus pocus, peanut stew. Here's a broomstick ride for you." And whoosh, they were off. Little Witch and the astronaut flew over the big city. They whizzed around the tall buildings. They saw jack-o'-lanterns in the windows. The jack-o'-lanterns winked at them. Little Witch and the astronaut winked right back. "Can you fly upside down?" said the astronaut. "Yes, I can," said Little Witch, and she said the magic words, "Harum, scarum, witches' vats, now we're hanging just like bats." Flip-flop, upside down they flew, over the roofs and past the moon. Then the broomstick took them back to Little Witch's porch. The three trick-or-treaters clapped their hands. "This was the best Halloween yet," they said. "Let's go flying next year, too." Little Witch smiled. "That's a good idea," she said. "Well, goodbye," said the devil, the pirate, and the astronaut, "and thank you." Little Witch waved goodbye to her friends. Then she swept the porch. "I will be very good all year," she told Scrubby. "Then Mother will punish me, and I can fly again with my new friends." Little Witch was reading a bedtime story to Scrubby when the big witches came home. Grouchy Witch said, "You missed the spookiest Halloween ever." Nasty Witch said, "We scared all the children." Mother Witch said, "I hope you learned your lesson." "Because," said Mother Witch, "I learned my lesson. Halloween is not fun without you. I missed you, Little Witch." Then she gave Little Witch a big Halloween hug. At bedtime, Mother Witch told Little Witch a spooky story. Then she tucked her in. "Next year you can fly with us, I promise," said Mother Witch. "Can I bring some friends?" asked Little Witch. "Yes, if you promise not to be too good," said Mother Witch. "I will do my best, Mother," said Little Witch, and she really meant it. Then Little Witch fell asleep and dreamed about the best Halloween ever. Are you going to fly for Halloween? Yes, good job. Here, let me help you down, honey. Okay. There you go. You want to go back to Mommy? There you go.
Our Unitarian Universalist churches are self-supporting. Your gifts of time and treasure is what sustains the work of the church. The morning's offering will be taken now and gratefully accepted.
these gifts, we are grateful. Until the Middle Ages, anything to do with treating a woman's body was considered a female job. We had the healers, the ones who distributed potions, the ones who delivered babies, and the ones who prepared the body for burial. Most things that occurred in the human body at that time were generally a mystery then. So it was relegated to those who accomplished birth, a mystery in itself. As people learned more about how the body functions, men began to believe that they were missing out on a good job, and doctoring became more and more a male occupation. They didn't always know what they were doing, yet declared that all illnesses, physical and mental, were because of bad humors in the blood. The cure, they said, was bloodletting, often killing the patient. But through trial and error, men learned more about the body and wanted to take over all of the treating that women had been doing. To do this, they thought, they had to get rid of the women healers. Thus began a reign of terror, the witch hunts. Women were accused of witchcraft for doing what they had always done. One method of determining guilt was to dunk the woman in water, holding her down for a set length of time. If she drowned, she was innocent. If she lived, she was guilty, and so was executed by hanging, burning, or drawing and quartering. This reign of terror worked well for the male doctors, so it continued for centuries until the Victorian age. At that time, it was considered indecent for a male doctor to look at female genitalia. This forced the men to bring in female assistants who could look and tell the doctor what they saw. Since they were in the middle between the doctor and the patient, they were called midwives. Once women had gotten their foot into the door, they didn't stop there. A lot of interest developed among women to become doctors themselves. The battle of the sexes was on. Men attacked women as unable to do the difficult work a doctor did, forgetting that it was women who had done it earlier. An example of the attacks from 1894 was Edward Clark saying, "Women seeking advanced education will develop monstrous brains and puny bodies and abnormally weak digestion." Fortunately, women persisted. One of them was Elizabeth Blackwell. Elizabeth Blackwell was born into a Congregationalist family near Bristol, England, on February 3rd, 1821. There were 9 children in the family. Their father believed that all of his children should be able to reach their full potential, which included the girls. Among the children were brother Henry, who became a leading abolitionist and feminist, who married Lucy Stone, a famous women's rights advocate. Younger sister Emily later followed her sister Elizabeth into medicine. Another sister-in-law was Antoinette Brown, the first ordained female minister in a mainstream denomination, Congregational. She later switched to the American Unitarian Church. Quite an accomplished family. In 1832, the Blackwells moved to the United States and eventually settled in Cincinnati, Ohio. 6 years later, her father died, leaving the family penniless. 4 female members of the family turned to teaching to support the family. In 1839, the Blackwells began attending the church where William Ellery Channing preached. It had a lifelong effect on Elizabeth, and she remained a Unitarian, where she found many like-minded friends who were active in abolition and women's rights. Because of their association with the Unitarians, the Blackwell women all lost their teaching jobs in Cincinnati. When a friend of Elizabeth's was dying, she told Elizabeth that her dying would have been better if she had had a female physician. Elizabeth was inspired to make it better for other women, a trait that lasted her entire life. There were few medical colleges at the time, and none of them admitted women. When she was a solo teacher, Elizabeth had boarded with 2 Southern families. Both of the fathers were brothers, and they were doctors. They mentored Elizabeth. At the time, most doctors were trained by being apprentices to experienced doctors. My grandfather was an example of this practice a few decades after this. Elizabeth moved to Philadelphia in 1847, hoping Quaker friends would help her get into medical school. Every school she applied to rejected her. After the 30th application, she got a letter from Geneva College in New York admitting her. She did not know the acceptance was intended as a practical joke. She faced discrimination and obstacles as professors forced her to sit separately from the men, often excluding her from labs. Townspeople shunned her as a bad woman for defying gender roles. Yet she persisted, and she graduated first in her class in 1849. She furthered her training in London and Paris before moving to New York City in 1851. Unable as a woman to attract enough patients to open her own office, she opened a small clinic to treat poor women. 6 years later, she opened the New York Infirmary for women and children with her sister, Dr. Emily Blackwell. While there, she learned the hard way the importance of washing your hands before touching a patient. She had treated a child with an eye infection, had inadvertently touched her own eye, and became blind in that eye. She became a strong advocate for keeping hands clean after that. During the Civil War, her clinic trained nurses for Union hospitals. In 1868, she opened a medical college in New York City. A year later, she moved back to London, leaving her sister in charge of the medical college. In London, she became a professor of gynecology at the new London School of Medicine for Women. As always, she encouraged other women to enter the field of medicine. Elizabeth died on May 30th, 1910, in England at the age of 89. The floodgates were open, and we have never had to go back to the days of persecuting women for wanting to be doctors. Thank you, Elizabeth Blackwell, for your pioneering, tireless efforts to expand the world for women. Let's join together in the closing hymn, number 114, Forward Through the Ages. Let's join together in the words for extinguishing the chalice, which is in your order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Because of those who came before, we are. In spite of their failings, we believe. Because of and in spite of the horizons of their vision, we too dream. Let us go remembering to praise, to live in the moment, to love mightily, to bow to the mystery. Amen.